Most car brands learn who they are in their own backyard. They tune their suspensions for specific local roads, adjust their surfacing to hold up in a certain climate, and define luxury based on what their immediate neighbors value. Over decades, those geographic and cultural quirks solidify into a physical archive. They become the company's heritage. Inside a design studio, heritage is a powerful decision-closing device. When a senior executive asks for a flashy new element, the design team can simply say, "We don't do that." The archive answers the question for free. Lepas, a new brand from Cherry, lacks this historical anchor. It is pitched at Western buyers right from the first sketch, meaning it has no home market at all. Instead of growing out of a single country, it is arriving simultaneously in the UAE, Europe, South Africa, Australia, and the UK. Without an archive to dictate what the brand should be, the design studio operates in a vacuum. Every review is completely open, and every line on the car is arguable. Absolute creative freedom is a permanent, chaotic tax on the production calendar. Without precedent to close a design loop, the arguments never truly end. To launch effectively across 5 very different regions at once, a brand must rely on anchors that everyone universally understands. A national heritage cue would simply look like a costume against the hyper-modern infrastructure of a launch market like Dubai, and a design tailored for a desert metropolis would fail to translate to the dense, warm urban sprawl of Johannesburg. They anchor their styling and paint names to places they have no connection to, like the deep greens of a Norwegian forest. They borrow cues from Canadian maples, Scottish meadows, and leopard aesthetics, a philosophy of balance and movement disconnected from the brand's origins. The math here is highly intentional. A leopard or a forest reads the same in Dubai as it does in Birmingham. They have traded historical defensibility for universal legibility. But that strategy comes with a vulnerability. Nobody owns the concept of a leopard or a forest. These ideas offer no protection if a competitor decides to copy them. To survive that exposure, the brand engineers synthetic constraints at the concept phase. They do this by explicitly writing down refusals. A refusal is a rigid, stated boundary. For Lepas, it means the deliberate choice to reject aggressive surfacing and limit sharp lines in favor of simple, proportional curves. These explicit refusals function as a synthetic tradition. They are engineered to close questions before they are ever asked in future reviews. The first job of this new global design language is to author strict boundaries. It must provide the internal rules that prevent the brand from drifting. The success of the brand depends on more than a handsome first model. The real question is whether these engineered boundaries can survive contact with production reality. Will these refusals hold up in 8 years? When a completely different team is drawing a model that doesn't exist yet, and a new executive demands a sharper line, will the rules stick? An established marquee inherits its constraints for free. A brand launching everywhere simultaneously must fiercely author its own boundaries and mean it. At Depix, we focus on this because the initial design phase carries immense invisible gravity. The abstract lines drawn in early studio sessions will directly dictate massive, unchangeable manufacturing realities down the road. Design decisions are cheap in the sketch phase, but they become brutal once tooled into metal. Early constraints are the only foundation that ensures a brand's long-term survival.